Welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be presenting Jamb subject combination for all courses in tertiary institution. Are you a candidate preparing to write the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, formerly called Jamb? Do you know that choosing the right subject combination is one of the most important steps in your admission journey? If you choose the wrong subject combination, you may be disqualified from being considered for admission. Even with a high JAMB score, you could be denied admission because your subject combination do not meet the requirement. Do you know the danger involved? You may have to wait until next year to correct the mistake. So let's look at JAMB subject combination for all courses in tertiary institution to avoid had I know. JAMB subject combination for all courses in tertiary institution, Part 1. Learning outcome. At the end of this video, candidates will know the available courses in their area of interest, know JAMB subject combination for their course of interest, and do change of course with ease. What is JAMB subject combination? JAMB subject combination is the set of four subjects a candidate is required to write during the Universal Tertiary and Matriculation examination. Each candidate is marked, each subject is marked over 100, so the total score for each candidate sitting for the exam is 400. In this exam, we have compulsory subject, which is use of English. The reason why use of English is compulsory is that the learning and teaching in the country is done through the use of English language. So for each candidate sitting for JAMB, the candidate is expected to write use of English, which is compulsory. Let's look at other ones. After the compulsory English language, a candidate is expected to choose any other three subjects depending on the course he wants to study. So in this video, we shall be looking more on the any other three subjects a candidate is expected to write, since the use of English is compulsory for all candidates sitting for the exam. In tertiary institution, courses are categorized into the following faculty, college, or school. In some institutions, they use faculty, while in others, they use college, and in other one, they use school. But they are all the same. It's all about nomenclature. So according to JAMB brochure, we have faculty, college, or school of law. We have that of agriculture. We have medical, pharmaceutical, and health sciences. We have education. We have administration. We have science, arts, or humanity. We have engineering, environmental technology, and we have social and management sciences. According to JAMB brochure, courses in tertiary institutions are classified into faculty, college, or school. These are the faculty, college, or school based on what? JAMB brochure. Let's look at each of the faculty. We have faculty of law. And under faculty of law, let's look at the courses and their JAMB subject combination. We have law. Are you a candidate applying for law, civil law, public and private international law, criminology, and security study? Let's look at your JAMB subject combination. In the JAMB subject combination, a candidate is to select three courses from art or social science subject. Are you a candidate applying for Islamic law or Sharia law, and also common and Islamic law? These are your JAMB subject combination. You have to select any three arts or social science subject, including Arabic or Islamic study. Are you a candidate applying for common law? Your JAMB subject combination include literature in English and any two other arts or social science subject. So these are the subject combination for candidate applying for any of these courses under faculty, college, or school of law, in addition to use of English, which is compulsory for all candidates. Let's look at other faculty. We have faculty, college, school of agriculture. Are you a candidate applying for agriculture, agronomy, agricultural econs and extension, agricultural econs and farm management, agricultural administration, and agricultural marketing and cooperative? Your JAM subject combination include biology or agricultural science, chemistry, and mathematics or physics. A candidate is to pick either biology or agricultural science, depending on the one he's good at, and he's to pick chemistry as well, then pick mathematics or physics, depending on the one he is good at. Let's look at other ones. For candidates applying for Agric-Econs and Extension, Agric-Econs and Rural Sociology, Agricultural Extension and Management, Agricultural Extension, Agric-Extension Service, Agricultural Extension and Rural Development, Agricultural Extension and Communication Technology, Agricultural Extension and Social Engineering, and crop, soil, and environmental science. Your JAM subject combination include biology or agricultural science, chemistry, and mathematics or physics. Candidate is to pick 3 out of this, in addition to the use of English that is compulsory for all candidates. For candidates applying for animal production and health services, animal production and health, animal production and husbandry, animal production and fishery, livestock production technology, pasture and range management, animal nutrition and biotechnology, and animal science and range management. These are your JAMB subject combination. For candidates applying for animal science and fishery management, animal science and technology, animal physiology, animal breeding and genetics, and animal science and fishery. These are your JAMB subject combination. For candidates applying for crop production, crop science and pest management, crop production and landscape management, horticulture and landscape management, crop production and horticulture, crop production and protection, plant physiology and crop production, crop protection, crop science or soil science, crop science and horticulture, and crop and environmental protection. These are your JAMB subject combination. For candidates applying for plant breeding and seed technology, crop production and soil science, crop production technology, crop science and technology, plant science and biotechnology, plant science and crop production, crop science and biotechnology, and crop science and production. These are your JAMB subject combination. You have to select biology or agricultural science depending on the one you are good at, chemistry and mathematics or physics, depending on the one you are good at, in addition to use of English that is compulsory for all candidates. Are you a candidate applying for soil science management, soil and environmental management, soil science and land management, soil science and land agroclimatology, and soil science and technology? These are your JAMB subject combination. For candidates applying for wildlife management, fishery and wildlife management, aquaculture and fishery management, fishery and aquaculture technology, and fishery, forestry, or wildlife, these are your JAMB subject combination. For candidates applying for food science and technology, food science and nutrition, food science with business, and food science, these are your JAMB subject combination. Let's look at other ones. For candidates applying for home science and management, home science, nutrition and dietetics, home science, nutrition and dietetics, and human nutrition and dietetics. These are your JAMB subject combination. So for a candidate, if you apply for this, if admission is not given, if you want to do change of course, you can do it with ease, which is one of our learning outcome. If, for instance, a candidate that apply for home science, if it's not given, since the JAMB subject combination is the same, he can equally change to any of these courses since their JAMB subject combination are the same. Let's look at other ones. For candidates applying for forestry, forestry or forestry resources management, forestry and wildlife technology, forestry and wildlife management, forestry and environmental management, forestry and environmental technology, agriculture and resource economics, forestry and wildlife technology, and plant breeding and seed science. These are your JAMB subject combination. For candidates applying for home economics, nutrition and consumer services, home economics and food management, home economics and management or economics, hotel management and tourism, hotel and catering management, home and hotel management, and hospitality and tourism. Let's look at the JAMB subject combination: chemistry, biology or agricultural science, and mathematics or physics, in addition to use of English that is compulsory for all candidates, or even one of social science subject. Let's look at other ones. For candidates applying for fishery management, water resources, aquaculture and fishery technology, fishery and aquatic resources management, fishery technology, agri-cooperative management, fishery and aquaculture, and fishery and aquaculture environment management. Let's look at the JAMB subject combination: biology or agricultural science, chemistry, and any other science subject. Let's look at other one. Are you a candidate applying for environmental management and toxicology, and environmental management and pollution control? Your JAMB subject combination include chemistry, biology, and mathematics or physics, in addition to use of English that is compulsory for all candidates. For candidates applying for agribusiness, agric business management, and agric business, your JAMB subject combination include mathematics, economics, and any other subject from government, principle of accounting, Christian religious knowledge, and geography. Okay, so that is all for college, faculty, School of Agriculture. Let's look at college, faculty of medical, pharmaceutical, and health sciences. Are you a candidate applying for anatomy, human anatomy, biochemistry, medical biochemistry, medical chemistry, medical physics, and biomedical technology? Your JAMB subject combination includes chemistry, physics, and biology, in addition to use of English that is compulsory for any candidate sitting for JAMB. So for a candidate that apply for anatomy, if he's not given that course, he can easily change to other courses like biochemistry or even medical biochemistry, since the JAMB subject combination is the same. So for change of course, the knowledge from this video can help you to easily do change of course. Let's look at other courses. Are you a candidate applying for dentistry and dental surgery, dentistry, dental technology, dental therapy, speech language therapy, occupational therapy, human nutrition and dietetics, human nutrition, medical laboratory science, and medical rehabilitation? These are your JAMB subject combination. For candidates applying for nursing or nursing science, public health technology, public and community health, community health, public health science, environmental health science, and environmental health. These are your JAMB subject combination. For candidates applying for health information, health information management system, health information system, health information management, healthcare and hospital management, and healthcare administration and hospital management. Your JAMB subject combination include chemistry, physics, and biology. For candidates applying for medicine and surgery, alternative medicine, complementary and alternative medicine, medical chemistry, and optometry. Your JAMB subject combination include chemistry, physics, and biology. Are you a candidate applying for pharmacy, doctor of pharmacy, doctor of physiotherapy, doctor of optometry, and pharmaceutical sciences? Your JAMB subject combination include chemistry, physics, and biology, in addition to the use of English that is compulsory for all candidates. For candidates applying for physiology, human physiology, physiotherapy, radiography and radiation science, radiography and medical imaging, medical radiography, audiology, and veterinary medicine. Your JAMB subject combination include chemistry, physics, and biology. Let's look at other faculties. School, College of Administration is the next one. For candidates applying for accounting, accounting and finance, accountancy and forensic studies, accounting and data analytics, procurement management, procurement, social standard, and environmental standard. Your JAMB subject combination include mathematics, economics, plus any social science subject. For candidates applying for business management, agribusiness and economics, management studies, management, project management, supply chain management, and business administration. Your JAMB subject combination include mathematics, economics, plus any social science subject. For candidates applying for cooperative and rural development, cooperative management, cooperative economics and management, and insurance, these are your JAMB subject combination. For candidates applying for hotel and tourism management, hospitality and tourism management, tourism and event management, transport management, transport and tourism, transport and logistics management, logistics and supply chain management, tourism study, aviation management, and aviation security. Your JAMB subject combination include mathematics, economics, plus any social science subject. Are you a candidate applying for personnel management, industrial relation and personnel management, industrial relation and human resources management, and employment and human resources management? These are your JAMB subject combination, mathematics, economics, plus any social science subject. For candidates who want to study marketing and consumer studies, public administration, and and public administration and local government, your JAMB subject combination include mathematics, economics, plus any social science subject. For candidates applying for banking and finance, finance and investment, finance and financial technology, taxation, and security and investment, your JAMB subject combination include mathematics, economics, plus any one of government and geography. For candidates applying for entrepreneurship and innovation, social innovation and entrepreneurship and business management, you are just to sit for economics, mathematics, and one other social or commercial subject. For candidates applying for economics, your JAMB subject combination include economics, mathematics, and any of government, history, geography, literature in English, French, and CRS or IS. For candidates applying for international relation and strategic studies, and international study and diplomacy. Your JAMB subject combination include mathematics and any two of the following: economics, history, government, geography, literature in English, and French. You are to select mathematics and choose any two subjects from here that you know you are good at. For candidates applying for mass communication, strategic communication, development and communication study, public relation and advertising, public relation and advertising. You are to write literature in English, economics, and government, in addition to use of English that is compulsory for all candidates. For candidates applying for secretarial administration, office and information management, office and information technology, information resource management, and information and media study. Your JAMB subject combination include economics and two other subjects. Let's look at other faculty, college, or school. We are in education. Let's look at courses and their subject combination in education. For candidates applying for educational administration and supervision, educational management and policy, educational management and planning, and educational administration and planning. You are to write any three of literature in English, history, French, geography or physics, economics, and mathematics. Just pick three subjects that you know you are good at from this listed subject, in addition to use of English that is compulsory subject for all candidates. Let's look at other courses. Are you a candidate applying for secretarial education, secretarial administration, and secretarial administration and education? Your JAMB subject combination include economics and any two social science subjects. For candidates applying for educational accounting and entrepreneurship, you are to sit for mathematics, economics, and any other social science subject. For candidates applying for vocational and technical education and vocational industrial education, you are to select subject of specialization and mathematics or physics. For candidates applying for education and chemistry, your JAMB subject combination include chemistry and two other subjects choosing from physics, biology, and mathematics, in addition to use of English. For candidates applying for computer education, you are to sit for mathematics, economics or commerce, plus one of physics, chemistry, or biology. For candidates applying for education and computer science, your JAMB subject combination include mathematics, physics, and one of biology, chemistry, and geography. For candidates applying for education and mathematics, mathematics, statistic education, statistic computer science education, and mathematics computer science education. Your JAMB subject combination include mathematics and any two of the following science subjects: physics, chemistry, and biology. For candidates applying for mathematics and education technology, your JAMB subject combination include mathematics, physics, plus any other science subject. For candidates applying for education and integrated science, you are to choose any three of mathematics, chemistry, physics, biology, and agricultural science. Are you a candidate applying for education and biology? Your JAMB subject combination include biology and two other subjects from chemistry, mathematics, and physics. For candidates applying for education and language art, communication and language art education, and language communication arts education, you are to choose any three of Yoruba, literature in English, Christian religious study, history, economics, and Islamic study. Candidate applying for education and history, education, history, and international study, history and international study, history and diplomatic study, and history and archaeology. Your JAMB subject combination include history and any two subjects choosing from CRS or IS, literature and English, French, Yoruba, geography or physics, economics, government, and Hausas. Let's look at other ones. For candidates applying for education and physics, your JAMB subject combination include physics, mathematics or chemistry plus one other subject. For candidates applying for physical education, health education, and health and safety education. Your JAMB subject combination include biology and any two relevant subjects, in addition to use of English that is compulsory. Are you a candidate applying for human kinetics and human kinetics education? Your JAMB subject combination include English, English language, and three other relevant subjects. We have earlier said that English is compulsory for all candidates, so you have to choose other three relevant subjects. For candidates applying for human kinetic and health education, human physical and health education, and human kinetic and sports science. You are to sit for biology and any other two relevant subjects in addition to English language. Are you a candidate applying for technical education and technology and vocational education? You are to sit for physics, mathematics, and chemistry in addition to English language. For candidates applying for vocational education, you are to sit for mathematics, economics, plus one of literature in English, history, government, geography or physics, chemistry and physics, mathematics, biology, and chemistry. You have to pick any three subjects in addition to maths, mathematics, and economics. For candidates applying for industrial technical education, educational technology or introductory technology, you have to sit also educational technology, industrial education technology, and technology education. You are to sit for mathematics, physics, and one other science subject. For candidates applying for woodwork or education, automobile technology education, education or mechanical technology education, mechanical metalworks, technology education, education or construction technology, metalwork technology education, woodwork technology education. Your JAM subject combination include mathematics, physics, and any other subject. For candidates applying for metalwork or woodwork technology education, mechanical or automobile technology education, auto and mechanical technology education, and education and mechanical and auto mechanic technology, beg your pardon, you are to sit for mathematics, physics, and any other subject. For candidates applying for home economics and education and home economics and hotel management and education, you are to sit for chemistry, biology, or agricultural science and one other subject. Are you a candidate applying for education and science education? You are to choose any three relevant subjects. For candidates applying for education and English language, education or language or English, education and English language literature, and education and English and literary study. You are to apply for literature in English and one art and other subject. For candidates applying for education, fine and applied art, education, fine art, and creative art. You are to sit for fine art and one other art subject and any other subject. For candidates applying for educational foundation and education foundation and management, you are to sit for subject, the subject of study and two other relevant subjects. For candidates applying for educational or psychology guidance and counseling, educational foundation and administration, and educational psychology. The candidate is to sit for the subject of specialization and one each from arts and social science or art and sciences or social science and sciences subject. For candidates applying for curriculum and instruction, education psychology and curriculum study. You have to choose any three subjects choosing from art or science. Are you a candidate applying for education management? You are to sit for economics, mathematics, and one other social or science subject. For candidates applying for library science, library and information science, library and information study, library and information management, and information resources. You are to choose any three subjects. For candidates applying for pre-primary and primary education, primary and elementary education, primary education study, nursery and primary education, early childhood education, and early childhood and primary education, you are to choose any three relevant subjects. For candidates applying for guidance and counseling, counseling education, and psychology education. You are to sit for any three relevant subjects. Are you a candidate applying for special education? You are to choose any three relevant subject. For candidates applying for agricultural science and education, agricultural production and management science and education, and agricultural technology and education. Your Jamb subject combination include any three subjects from chemistry, biology, agricultural science, physics, economics, geography, and mathematics. For candidates applying for adult education, adult and continuous education, adult education or English literature, adult education or economics and statistics, adult education or political science and public administration, adult education or geography and regional planning, adult and non-formal education, adult and community education, and adult education and community development. Your Jamb subject combination include government or history and one social science subject and any other subject. Are you a candidate applying for education and social study? You are to sit for any three of Christian religious study, economics, geography or physics, government, history, and Islamic study. For candidates applying for education and social science, you are to write any three social science subjects in addition to use of English that is compulsory for all candidates. For candidates applying for education and political science and education and government, your Jamb subject combination include government or history plus two other arts or social science subjects. For candidates applying for education and economics, geography or physics, these are your Jamb subject combination. For candidates applying for education and business administration, your Jamb subject combination include mathematics plus any two subjects choosing from economics, government, history, and literature in English. For candidates applying for business education and marketing education, you are to sit for mathematics, economics plus one of literature in English, history, government, geography, chemistry, and physics. For candidates applying for sports science, exercise and sports science, sports administration and management, and sports science and technology, Your JAMB subject combination include biology, mathematics, and economics or geography. For candidates applying for electrical electronics education, electrical electronics technology education, electrical technology, building education, building and woodwork technology education, building technology education, and construction technology education. Your JAMB subject combination include mathematics, physics, and chemistry. The journey so far, we have looked at the courses and JAMB subject combination in the following faculty, college, and school. We have looked at the one of law. We have looked at agriculture. We have looked at medical, pharmaceutical, and health sciences. We have also looked at that of education and also administration. So, in our next video, we shall look at JAMB subject combination for all courses in tertiary institution part 2, and in that video we shall be considering the following faculty. We shall talk about science, art and humanity, engineering, environmental technology, and social and management science. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel if this video inspires you. Click the notification bell for more inspiring